People that cannot build in their country, immigrants that cannot stay in their country, immigrants that are looking for east, west, north, and south, running up and down to another man's country, running up and down, seeking asylum in America, will open their mouths, have the audacity, have the right to say, oh, Black Americans are lazy. Your country was too good. You are too strong. You're not lazy. And you still choose. Yet, you still choose to migrate to another man's country. To look for what? Greener pasture, right? See, I keep telling a lot of immigrants, Caribbeans, Asians, all of these immigrants coming to America to come and talk down on Black Americans. Check very well. These are the people that paved the way for you. These are the people that are making you to feed. So if you're feeding today, you're feeding as a result of a Black American person. Okay? So you're not feeding as a result of what your work is actually giving you. So the more you keep saying Black Americans are lazy, look at yourself critically. But anyways, welcome back to the channel. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share. Credits belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. With that being said, let's dive right into this video. I'm back with commentaries. Let's go watch, guys.
So I just seen this video, right? I don't know, I think it might be an old clip, but basically it's a video of these dudes. I know they're from South Florida because that fucking lingo. These Haitian niggas having this conversation amongst themselves, saying that the Black Americans are lazy as fuck, and that they mamas and daddies got here when they was 30 years old and got a house and all this other shit, and saying some disrespectful shit. So let me give some of y'all a wake-up call real fast, because a lot of you niggas don't know history, right? Y'all get up here on the internet and be talking shit, making it harder for y'all own people, but then get mad when the Americans start talking shit back. So first of all, the Americans has an uneven playing field. First of all, the field was uneven. Now, while y'all talking shit, let me educate some of y'all for real fast. The same time that all the immigrants started flooding into America is the same time the Black Americans got on that stuff. Prior to the Black Americans getting on that stuff, we were thriving. We was thriving with numerous of Black Wall Streets, Black-owned businesses, mom and pop shops. We own lots of land. Also, I would also like to add, prior to this, the Black American community owned over 23 million acres of land in America. Over 23 million. So first of all, while y'all want to talk shit, y'all don't even be knowing history. Y'all just go based on what the fuck y'all be thinking y'all be knowing. Because y'all be want to get up here on these podcasts and be talking shit. Then when America start talking shit back, y'all get mad. So while y'all saying that, okay, in other words, let's go back to the while with the immigrant flood in America. When the immigrants started flooding into America is when the Black Americans started to get on that stuff more and more often. And guess who was coincidentally pumping it through here? The immigrants. Yeah, the immigrants was pumping that stuff through America, selling it. Because like I told y'all before, the whole plan was to destiny swap. The whole plan was to literally act like they were y'all and to blend in with y'all and act like y'all are allies. So that way they could insert themselves and make you a second-class citizen in your own motherfucking world or own country. So, and let's also talk about how the Black Americans was the main, they were the victims of this whole damn country. They're the victims. Nobody. That's why when other people come here with their sob stories, nobody want to hear that shit. The Black Americans went through every single crime against humanity that you can fucking think of in America. So you trying to compare yourself to them is just an uneven playing field. And another thing that stood out to me, what they was saying on the podcast is, see, all they do is complain. They lazy, whoa. Like, let me tell you, bro, like, they don't even do what white people do. We capitalize off the system. We da-da-da-da. And see, that's why I say the Black Americans, y'all first mistake is being friendly and nice. Because like they said, the difference is y'all were trying to play fair with a system and different people that don't play fair with y'all. That was y'all first mistake. Our second mistake was allowing people to come in and monetize off of everything that we created. If these niggas want to talk shit on these podcasts, Let's ask Uncle Sam to reset the whole fucking thing. First of all, if it's a whole reset, first of all, we get everything back that was taken from us and what we were stripped of. That's first things first. Everything that we was robbed of, we get that shit back. First of all, if y'all want to go there. Secondly, everything that the Black Americans has created, y'all got to get that back. So yeah, hip hop industry, rap industry, what else we got? The shit, the American sports, all that, we get that back. Every fucking thing that we created at Hollywood, all that shit, we get that shit back if y'all want to talk shit. The Black Americans are just now having a wake-up call, realizing that they've been getting scammed. So how you gonna sit here and say, oh, well, yeah, y'all lazy, y'all this, that, and the third, when they had an uneven playing field? The game was rigged from the beginning. And while y'all talking shit, let's talk about how y'all politicians or y'all people, and this is not just for the Haitian community, this is with immigrants in general. Y'all get roles into government and act like y'all care about the Black Americans, and y'all like to use Black Americans' history to get y'all way in the government. Then when y'all get y'all way in government, y'all start talking shit and only focusing for y'all own people. And while y'all also talking shit, let's talk about how in South Florida, y'all Xing the Americans out of their own fucking community and system. Why is it that they have to learn y'all language and be of y'all lineage for government jobs? Why do they have to be of y'all lineage and speak y'all language just for them to get any job in South Florida? Why y'all talking shit? It's because y'all just as racist as the fucking white people that y'all be talking about are racist. Y'all full of shit too. Why y'all talking shit? Yeah, so another thing, if y'all want to talk shit, let's stop using Black Americans' history too. Find a different reason to argue with all the politicians. Find a different reason to get your way in the government. Leave the Black Americans out of it. Give us back the entertainment industry. Give us back the music industry. Give us back our neighborhoods and our Black Wall Streets that y'all motherfuckers invaded. Yeah, let's talk about that. Everybody want to talk shit. Duh, of course y'all got all that because the game was rigged. The blue party rolled y'all in for cheaper labor because the Black Americans wouldn't take fucking crumbs and shit because they knew they worth. Fuck. Let's talk about the paper genocide, where they lied and reclassified the Black Americans 10, 12, 15 different times so that way they could steal their inheritance and wealth. And all you motherfuckers get to come here and take it. Let's talk about that. You see how y'all don't know history either? You see how you talking shit on them podcasts, but y'all don't know nothing either? You see that? Let's talk about how y'all intentionally X the Black American community out of jobs and out of opportunities and funding and business funding, so that way they can go and commit crimes to get thrown in jail, so that way y'all can put yourselves in power. Let's talk about that. So while y'all talking shit and while y'all like to keep on talking about race is not the issue. Lineage has always been the issue. It was race at one point when it was just Black Americans and white Americans in America. But now it's not that. It's not even that no more. People have been out of jobs for months because they don't speak immigrants' language, and this is America. Mind you, you can't go to no other country and demand that their government take care of you. Canada not allowing that. China, none of these other places are allowing that. Africa not even allowing that. So why is America a terrible person for standing up saying, nah, we not doing this either. This is not our problem or our responsibility. Talk about somebody fucking lazy. Let's talk about how the Black Americans are victims. They didn't know. They didn't know that they was getting scammed the whole time. They didn't know that. Some of them still don't damn know. They didn't know that. So why y'all mad at them? Why y'all saying that, oh yeah, y'all ain't shit, y'all lazy, y'all this, that, and the third? If they was to do a reset and y'all have to give, first of all, and y'all have to give back everything that y'all got to start back from square one, and the Black Americans have all this information now. And guess what? Let's backtrack a little bit. Oh, and the blue party not helping y'all and giving y'all loans for immigrants or descendants of, I don't know, Haitian or Latin descent. If we do a reset and do this shit the way it's supposed to be, and these other people from other parts, the Indians too from over there in India, and all the damn Arabs, if they cut off all the funding and stop that shit and make everybody start from square one, and the Black American community get all their shit back that everybody else been cosplaying and stealing, oh yeah, give us back the beauty industry. The nails, the lashes, the makeup, give us back the beauty industry. Because y'all not doing that in y'all country. Y'all got that from us too. If you want to talk that shit on here, give us back everything that we got. And let's start this shit up and we gonna see how many of y'all gonna talk that shit. We gonna see how many of y'all go get up and go work and not get welfare, but work for $13 and $14 an hour and buy $400,000 and $500,000 homes without no governmental assistance, without monetizing off of nothing that's Black American cultural. Let's do it. If we go back in time with everything that the Black Americans know now, y'all will not even be able to beat the Black Americans out and nothing. If the blue party, because remember, it has to be a red administration too. Why? Because the blue party had rigged the game against the Black American community. They victims. They victims. So you can't sit up there and try to make it seem like y'all are competitors when these people are real victims of this BS. Y'all not victims. Also talk about if it wasn't for them, y'all wouldn't even be able to come the fuck over here. What? You see this? Like, the niggas be sitting up there on these podcasts. Y'all know different from the men or the women that sit up there on them podcasts about relationships, thinking that they be cooking up something. They don't be cooking up shit. So as I stated before, if y'all want to come like that on Americans or the Black American community, talk that shit. But remember, don't forget, the game was rigged. And while the game was rigged, everybody else was benefiting. They weren't benefiting. So if y'all want to talk that shit, let's start over again. Everything that y'all got, get that shit back. Let's start over again. We gonna see how many of y'all and how far y'all get. Y'all won't be able to cosplay and lie and act like y'all care about the Black American community. Oh, we're all one. The diaspora. We gonna see. Yeah, with the Black Americans knowing what they know now, let's see. And it's sad because I don't even plan to go in like this, but if y'all want to go like that, do it. But we'll see.
Hi everyone, I'm Zainab Mohamedou. I'm a board certified dermatologist, and I'm actually making this video in response to student Dr. Che or Shay. He's a really prominent TikToker here on this app, and he posed a question where he essentially asked, why do Black immigrants believe that they're better than Black Americans? Now, I just want to start off by saying I think that's a very irresponsible question to ask, Dr. Che. And this is why, or student Dr. Che. And this is why. We are all not a monolith. Like, we are not. We are not. There are tons of Black immigrants that are in America. So I just want to start off that way. And not everyone has the same mentality. Now, are there immigrants that have that ideology or that have those ideas and thoughts? Yeah, for sure. But coming on this app and asking why is not a great way to fundamentally start digging and understanding why people may even think that way. Great places to start, researching books and articles that go into the descriptions of colonialization and the effects on the African psyche. What about books that go over the effects of westernized media and how those types of media, in terms of television shows, images, poorly portrayed Black Americans to people in Africa and vice versa? The poor, feed the children commercials that were also shown in America that did not really depict the full breadth of what it meant to be an African. Those images were being sent both ways, which also perpetuated anti-Blackness, not just in Africans, but also in Black Americans. Now, I'm not gonna try to get into the psyches of these immigrant friends of yours who feel this way about you, but there is something called the model immigrant complex, which is another topic or another tool of whiteness that is used to sow division in the Black diaspora. Why would you be friends with anyone that thinks that they are fundamentally better than you? That's just life advice. Now, as a Nigerian American myself, I was born and raised in Dallas, Texas. Both of my parents were born in Edo State, Nigeria. I have the identity of a Nigerian American. I went to 2 HBCUs. I went to Howard University for my undergrad, and I went to Meharry Medical College for my medical degree. And through all of these experiences, I have learned one thing. I will consistently root for everyone Black. Even though we may have ethnic differences, we are more alike than we are different. And I refuse to support any rhetoric that will perpetuate such division. And that is why that question, student Dr. Shay, is irresponsible. Okay? I'm rooting for everyone Black. Have a good day.
So I noticed that whenever Black Americans have a conversation and they bring it to people's attention that we literally fought and some of us unalived for the rights that a lot of people come to this country to enjoy, there's always a facet of people in the comments saying things like, y'all act like all y'all were out there protesting. Y'all act like all of y'all were Martin Luther King or Malcolm X. Not all Black people were out there protesting. Y'all really just try to take credit for what everybody else was doing. First of all, I know that you got that talking point from the Boondocks. Okay, I watched the Boondocks too. Secondly, I've always hated that aspect of the Boondocks because for me, that was all I needed to see to know that the creator of the Boondocks was raised by a white woman. Because there's no way if you were raised by a Black woman in a Black household that you would come away thinking that the only Black people who really participated or did anything was the ones who showed up at the protests. Because my grandmother, my great-grandmother, and my mother have countless stories of them squaring up in the streets against white people, running home from white boys in pickup trucks, having to square up with white women at the office, having to advocate for themselves at the local grocery store or the butcher's market when they were trying to overcharge them or make them pay the Black tax. There are countless ways that every single Black American person was fighting against racism in their everyday lived lives. You guys have no idea the terror that we lived under. You guys have no idea the abuses that we experienced on a day-to-day basis. Not even being able to walk out your house and look around, gotta look down because God forbid you make the wrong face at a white person. That could send you to jail or have you strung up from a tree. Y'all watch these stories and see these movies and y'all think that happened to a few of us. Y'all don't realize that happened to a lot of us. Little Ruby Bridges was not the only Black person to desegregate schools. Hell, my mom desegregated schools. She's 51. And she was one of the first Black girls to go to her high school. She had to deal with them throwing bananas at her in the hallway, making monkey noises at her. She ended up getting expelled from 3 different high schools because she was not about to let these white people bully her. So I'm saying all this to say, Black Americans, we've never had to be out there on the front lines protesting to be fighting for everybody's rights. We fight against white supremacy hand in hand in our real lived lives. Okay? So miss me with the, oh, y'all all not Martin Luther King. Oh, y'all not all protesting. Y'all can shut that shit on right on up. And furthermore, who are you to even say that? You're not even Black American to be even questioning that. Stay in y'all lane.
My name is Andre Williams from Detroit, Michigan, 1160 Holcomb, Detroit, Michigan. I'm a political content creator with about 300,000 followers on Instagram, with 50,000 on X. I talk about the Black community and the problems with Black people in America aggressively. We look at immigration in this country. Historically, immigrants did not build America. It was Blacks and whites that built America. All right, that's a fact. You can sit back and talk about stolen land, but you benefit from the stolen land. You benefit from being in this country. There's no other country you'd rather go to. With that being said, I'll bring my Black American perspective on this immigration issue. I don't want people in my country that are incompatible with our way of life and existence. Immigration, statistically, lowers wages. Big billionaires, big corporations, both parties, use illegal immigration for their own benefit to stay in power. And we get nothing. The working class gets nothing. It hurts working class, white and Black communities every time. We've seen it over and over again for the last 40 years. In 2060, Black people, who are currently 13% of the population, will be only 15%. Whites will be under 50%, and Hispanics will be 30%. They're currently 21%. This is a great replacement, and the first people being replaced are Black people politically, economically, in our communities. No, I don't support illegal mass immigration. I don't support any of these policies. They're destroying our country. And I'm sitting in a room of weak, white men and women that are letting the country go. You think the country's gonna be better because you've got more, food to get at a store, or you got more cuisines? You're doing this because you want to feel good. That's why. You're doing this because you want to have some good feeling. I'm helping out the minorities. Give me a break. No, you're not. You're killing yourself. You're slowly allowing your civilization, your identity to be eroded. And then you're going to sit back and drag other Black people and bring us out as the token Blacks to support these policies, which directly affect us in major cities. We suffer from it. We're not benefiting from it. We're not going to gain anything from it. When Hispanics become the majority in this country from illegal immigration because they have a higher birth rate and because blacks and whites don't want to have stable and strong families, we sit back and we allow our families to be extremely dysfunctional in our own regard. When these people come to our country, they're not coming for a better way of life. They're coming for two reasons. For economic opportunity, because guess what? Their country doesn't have it. And also because we support foreign countries that destabilize their countries and allow these people over here and advocate for these people being over here. I'm going to mention Israel, America's greatest enemy, not ally. So to sit here and have white men and women, along with black people, I'm seeing on TV constantly support these policies, you are slowly destroying this country. Black Gen X, you're slowly destroying this country. White Gen Xers slowly destroying this country. White millennials that want to sit back and talk about they're for the working class, they're for socialism. Well, guess what? Of course. Well, guess what? Stalin and Mao, they deported millions of people. We don't talk about the Holocaust. You know what? I wish I was the Gestapo. We get these people out quicker. I don't want people in my country who are here to economically and politically replace the people who built this country for generations. My family's been in this country for generations. My family didn't come off a boat in the last century. They were brought over here, sold by Jews and Arabs, brought over here into the southern states. And they worked very hard for this country to be what it is today. But now we have weak people in power that want to feel good, that want to sit back and try to swindle us and fool us as if they care about these people. If you actually care about these people, you go after the mass corporations that use these people for cheap labor, both Democrat and Republican. If you actually care about these people, you wouldn't sit back and try to pander to them to get them to vote for you every election. You would actually serve the people's interests, fixing the failing infrastructure, fixing the dysfunctional schools, providing incentives for people to have families, strong and stable families. We're not having that in this country. We're sitting here crying about 2 people that got killed when we have millions of people in our country that are homeless. We're crying about people who stood in the way of us solving a massive issue, not just in this country, but across all the Western world, Western civilization. Listen, you can sit back and look at me and say, why is this black man up here defending this? Because I live here. This is my country. I serve my country in the 82nd Airborne. I love my country. My family's worked very hard for this country. My grandfather's 44 years in the Navy, 20 years for the city of Detroit as an EMT, a doctor with a PhD in anatomy and physiology. My mother working in real estate and insurance. My father deceased. A hardworking American family. Generations of black Americans have worked very hard, and generations of white Americans have worked very hard. And for us to give up what we have, for us to give up what we've built, is a great tragedy. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm a proud black American. I think he meant American. But I think this is it right here. I would venture to say that there is a very big difference between us having been proud black Americans versus us being proud Americans. I don't really think we ever really tied ourselves to being proud Americans. And there's a whole bunch of y'all in the comments that are really trying to gaslight me and try to act like we've always been flying American flags and we've always been down with Americana. And that's just not really true. I think we have been proud black Americans. I think Black and I'm Proud and Black of the Berry, the Sweet of the Juice. We had a lot of black American music that talked about us being proud of being black, and that was tied to us being black Americans. And I can't really think of a time. Now, there are some of you who live in some areas that may be heavily military based, and I can agree. In those areas, you very much likely have a high percentage of Americana and black Americans who are flying flags and stuff like that. But across America, in major black cities like New York, where I'm from, Detroit, Atlanta, where I live, that even started this whole conversation. I live in Atlanta. I live in the south side of Atlanta that is predominantly black. The city that I live in, that's always on the news, good grief. South Fulton, we are 92% black or something like that. We do not have a bunch of American flags flying all up and through South Fulton. We just don't. which is why when I made the video saying that we have like 75 homes in this very, very black community and I only saw one flag, which caught my eye. Hello. So I do think there's a deeper conversation here to be had about this notion of us being proud black Americans versus us being proud Americans. What y'all think? I think what he said. What's your name? Oh, I can't read that name. I think what he said is true, and I did have quite a few of you say that you're proud black Americans or proud to be black American and that kind of thing. And I think that is absolutely true. What do y'all think?
These immigrants talking about they built America, but then they say we want black Americans come out and fight with us because they tearing America down. Go and build it up again then. Since you built America up, build it up again. Since black Americans ain't have nothing to do with that, why we need to be out there fighting for immigrants right now? Immigrants is the ones that built America. Here, y'all tell it. It was the immigrants. Black Americans ain't have nothing with that. To hear y'all tell it. So build that shit up again. Let's see. Let's see you do it. Stop calling for us. Because you made it abundantly clear. We ain't have nothing to do with it. We ain't built it the first time. Y'all built it, right? So go on out there and build it again. Let's see how far you get. And don't ask for us to come. Because we ain't have nothing to do with it. Right? Making sweet tea. Making sweet tea with lemon. Happy Black History Month.
I wish I had kept the screenshots of all the users who came to my profile page, in my DMs, and in the comments, cussing me out and calling me every name under the book because I told them that birthright citizenship's not only coming for immigrants, it's coming for full black Americans. And y'all got upset with me, and now look what they're recording. They're recording the videos telling you already what they want to do. So we want to criticize the white folks because what's happening to them hasn't hit them yet, right? And they're fat, dumb, and happy and are letting this happen in our country while at the same time being fat, dumb, and happy on this side as well while we sitting out no king's protests, which I understand. Nobody wants to participate in a caricature movement or protest that has no impact whatsoever other than a visualization of how many people are mildly upset about what's happening to them. I get why we've been telling them all along that this was going to happen to you and why we would sit out. I'm sitting out too. What I'm trying to tell you is that this is, and you've seen it, I mean, Rachel Maddow did a really good mashup, if you want to call it, of all the things that the Trump administration has done specifically to full black Americans. And they're not done yet. And that's what I am trying to tell y'all. And y'all want to cuss me out and play the ageism card that my fuzzy gray hair ain't worth shit. And at some point, you just deserve what you get. You could pick up a goddamn Constitution and read that if the 14th Amendment is abolished, we're back to Dred Scott. No rights. The Constitution doesn't cover you. Immigrants get shipped and they become stateless. But y'all ain't ready for that conversation. Y'all rather cuss me out and feel some level of privilege while also being hypocritical to the white people that are sitting fat, dumb, and happy as well. Now listen, I said what I said. And if you want to do your homework and have a discussion with me, I'm ready to go live. Because I will bring the fucking receipts. And yes, it's Mother's Day, and I picked the wrong day to tell y'all some truth.
Anyways, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed all of that video, and thank you for staying to this point. Guys, I'm coming. Let me do this. ChatGPT, are Black Americans lazy? Explain in details. Oh God. No, the idea that Black Americans are lazy, okay, I think maybe I'll just go ahead and play the audio so that every other person can hear. Let it not look like maybe I'm sugarcoating it. So let's go.
No. The idea that Black Americans are lazy is a racial stereotype, not a factual description of a group of people. Like every population, Black Americans include hardworking people, wealthy people, poor people, entrepreneurs, students, professionals, unemployed people, and everything in between. Reducing millions of people to one trait is inaccurate and harmful. A more useful way to understand this topic is to look at where the stereotype came from and why it persists. Where the stereotype came from. Slavery-era propaganda. During American slavery, enslaved black people were forced to work without pay under brutal conditions. After slavery ended, racist narratives were created to justify inequality and discrimination. One contradiction in history is important. Black people were portrayed as lazy, while simultaneously being forced to perform enormous amounts of labor that built much of the agricultural economy. Historians note that stereotypes about laziness were often used to rationalize denying Black Americans equal rights, wages, education, and opportunities. Economic and historical barriers. Many disparities affecting some Black American communities are tied to historical and structural issues, including slavery, segregation, Jim Crow laws, redlining, unequal schools, employment discrimination, mass incarceration, wealth gaps. These factors can affect access to quality education, inherited wealth, housing, healthcare, networking opportunities, job opportunities. That does not mean individuals cannot succeed. Many do, but historical conditions can shape outcomes across generations.
Let me just end there, right? I don't even need to be explaining myself more details every single time. You see, for those of you that has concluded, has agreed, has come together to judge these said Black Americans, why not come back to your country? Because the last time I checked, if you're too strong in your country, you should be able to manage your currency, build in your country. See, I keep saying it. You don't expect me to go to another man's land, and I'm not going to do ×2 of the job I'm doing in my country. So if I go to another man's land, let's say, for example, I eventually go to America, you don't expect me to be doing one video in a day. If that is my main source of income, I'm saying, for example, I should be able to put more effort. Because why? I am there for greener pasture. That is not my father's land. Do you get? But if you meet me in my own country, I'm not going to sit down and fold my arms, yes. I'm just going to do some little things that I know that can literally help me. It's as simple as that. So I don't know where the idea, the stereotypes, the talks of, oh, Black Americans are lazy is literally coming from. Honestly, whenever I hear some people say it in their video outrightly, oh, Black Americans are lazy. I've seen a particular video that really got me pissed off, where you literally see this Uber driver telling this Black American woman that booked him, that was supposed to pay him, that is going to put food on his table, that go get a job, you are lazy. I was pissed. I was mad. I got goosebumps all over my body because these are normal words that a lot of them cannot say to white people. So why must it be that you have to say these words to your own people? Where is that coming from? Is what I literally do not understand. Every single person will wake up one morning, one day, the first thing they're saying is Black Americans are lazy. Where is the laziness coming from? They built that country. They paved way for you. They have gone through a lot of things that Black Americans are going through or have gone through right now, have gone through in the past. A lot of you as immigrants cannot even survive it. You cannot survive it. But these people still forget about the past, the pains and everything, and they still try their possible best to live, to survive, to eat, to care for their children. And the only thing that they can get for immigrants is Black Americans are lazy. Black Americans are not worth it. Black Americans are this. Black Americans are that. They idolize white folks so much. Well done. Keep it up. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. I want to say a very big thank you to every single one of you, liking, commenting, sharing, dropping super thanks, and also joining my membership. I do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I always say in my videos. I'm going to be saying bye, and I'll see you guys in my next one, guys. For now, bye, guys. I love you guys from the depth of my heart.